Why are the markets pumping? Is this sustainable? And what are my thoughts on all these companies filing a Bitcoin ETF? Hey and welcome to this video. My name is Julian. I do all these videos to make you crypto fit, meaning I want you to understand this beautiful world of decentralization, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, much more. I live in beautiful sunny Singapore. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the entire Cake Group. Yesterday we did have a massive renaming of our retail division, and the reason actually is not so much of a renaming, it was that there was a gap of a name now because we founded the entire Cake Group, becomes the umbrella of all the things we're doing with the venture fund, with Ventures, with the R&D, birthday research, with our enterprise side, which is Lavain. And so now there was a name missing for the retail side, which used to be called Cake, and that became the group. And so now it's Bake. Why? Because it's an active process. It's a verb. It's a beautiful term. Also, cakers was always very difficult to kind of say, but now we have bakers, and this makes so much sense. I think it's so fun, and yeah, we're very excited. We're gonna have quite some exciting things. We're gonna stay true to our old values, our mission of leveling the investment playing field to empower you to control your financial destiny. We stay true to transparency, easy user experience, attractive returns, but we have quite some exciting things up our sleeves going forward. There's gonna be a new app coming out in July, so you're gonna wanna be really kind of attuned to that. It's gonna be super exciting. So with that out of the way, that all happened yesterday. You can head over to the company channel. You're gonna see all the things in there. You can go to bake.io and you're gonna see basically same old, just renamed. And this entire process is gonna take a little bit. I mean, you will still see the old name on places, and there's nothing, it's absolutely fine. I mean, it's gonna be a gradual process. Also internally, yeah, it's just gonna take a little bit. Cool, let's discuss this. Markets are ripping. Bitcoin is above 30,000. DeFi chain investors smiling. DeFi has been doing insanely well over the past week. Has been continuously keeping up with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been really hard to keep up with. Ethereum is doing well. The coins that are still a bit under the SEC scrutiny, they have been suffering. And so the big question is, where is all this coming from? And I mean, sure, it can be that there is some insider buying happening because of a lot of companies now announcing Bitcoin spot ETFs. BlackRock was one of the first ones, Valkyrie, and suddenly now there's going to be regulated exchanges or large companies making exchanges. And so there's a lot of discussion now that suddenly there's this positive trend in all this. And I do understand where this positivity is coming from. And I do actually think it has legs. I want to be very clear with this. But I do see some question marks, and I just want to address those question marks. First one, where's the shift of sentiment from the government coming from? Maybe there is no shift in sentiment because it could be that those ETFs actually do not get approved. Yes, they are structured differently than all the other attempts prior. Why? Mainly because they do a lot of potential price fixing. They work together with Nasdaq. There is a lot of question marks around the structure in how the trusts, and this is how they are set up, can actually decide when forks are happening. So there's a potential for massive manipulation, massive control. Some people have likened that to a Trojan horse, where all the laser eye maxis are super excited about basically letting this Trojan horse in of Bitcoin spot ETFs, when just months ago they were all like, regulation is really bad and we don't need banks and we don't need all this, and now suddenly they're celebrating this. And it could be that this is a Trojan horse. It could be that they are parading in the government. They're basically handing over their Bitcoins to the government. And if you're kind of playing chess here, and you're playing 3D chess or 5D chess, and you're the government and you're going to try to take control over Bitcoin, how do you do it? Well, you do it by simply telling people to hand it to you. And in this case, they are. So the big question is this going to be new Bitcoins? This is what I'm not 100% sure. because I mean, obviously there are a lot of Bitcoins already that are part of institutional investments. Coinbase offers self-custody. We have seen this with Bitcoin futures ETFs. We have seen this where the CME has to hold a lot of Bitcoins. We have seen this obviously with MicroStrategy. We see this with existing Bitcoin trusts, GBDC and so on. So I think it's just going to be a lot of reshuffling, but that reshuffling is quite interesting because it's basically the government just saying, if you're telling me you're not giving me your Bitcoins, watch and learn, you're going to give it up voluntarily. And that's obviously the Psyop kind of flip to all of that. And I mean, I do see some credibility to that. I mean, if the government doesn't, if the SEC doesn't reject these Bitcoin spot ETFs, which I still think is the most likely solution, that Psyop is going to be the second most likely, in my opinion. So that's something to really watch out for. And then if that happens, well, then good luck. So let's see. And then the third one, and I really think that's the most unlikely one, is just that this is an absolute normal path down. I do see that there are more dangers with all that than actual opportunities, just because also a spot ETF is not really needed for institutions to invest into Bitcoin. They already have enough possibilities for that. So just something to kind of think about. But nevertheless, I think it's going to take now between 3 to 6 months until we get some answers on all that. And during those 3 to 6 months, we're going to see the markets rip. I totally think that. I think it's an interesting time to dollar cost average. I think it's an interesting time to get more and more exposure. I also think a lot of people from the AI tech sector maybe are going to be rotating back into crypto because they're going to see some nice opportunities here. So it's a great time. So I'm really, really excited. I'm also excited if you look on DeFi chain, meta chain layer, so much activity going on in there. So exciting. And I think a lot of projects that are building on there, they're going to provide a lot of utility, a lot of activity. That's going to drive demand for DeFi. I think a lot of these projects will also create their own tokens. They will create ecosystems on top of DeFi chain. And what I hear from a lot of these projects, they're going to be burning DUSD for that. So I assume that's also going to be very powerful for the DUSD price. So super exciting time right now. I am bullish. Let's see. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know which one of those paths either rejected, or it's going to be a Psyop, or it's going to be total regular bullish kind of path down. Let me know. Definitely interesting to hear your thoughts on this. And yeah, let me know if you're watching the space. What coins are you watching? And yeah, I hope you have checked out big.io. With this, all the best. Have a great rest of the week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.